What's going on, guys? It's J-Ho bringing you a brand new video, and today I want to give you guys my thoughts on the Destiny 2 beta. So we've had a bunch of time to experience the beta so far, and overall I think the beta is pretty fun. I know there's a lot of things that are going around, a lot of complaints, a lot of opinions about certain things, and overall we don't really have a very good grasp of everything just because it's a beta and a lot of things are blocked off. We don't know everything there is to know about the game yet. We only got a small sample of the game, so we only can base opinions off of this small sample that we got. So with that in mind, let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about is PvE. So quickly, there was not very much PvE in the beta. That's understandable though, because they want us to experience all of it or majority of it firsthand once the full game comes out. But overall, in terms of the first mission, Homecoming, and the strike that we got to experience, Inverted Spire, I thought PvE was very fun. It was pretty good. I'm really excited to see where the story is going to take us. I think they did a really good job of enhancing the story in Destiny 2 and giving us a lot more feel of what the game is about, a lot more backstory on everything. So I'm really excited to see the full story now that we got a glimpse with that first mission. In terms of PvE gameplay overall, I thought it was pretty good. I really like the changes that they made to the ammo. They're trying to make power ammo drop more often, so all your weapons are more reliable in the PvE setting, so that's really good. That was another thing that they kind of had a difficult time with in Destiny 1. And that's why there was a lot of issues with having to wait for heavy ammo synthesis to cool down back in Destiny 1. So making them drop a lot more often is definitely beneficial. The only thing I'd say about PvE is the cooldowns on your abilities. So in terms of that, I think maybe it should be a little bit quicker or at least different from what it is in PvP. I understand not having really fast cooldowns in PvP because you don't want it to be just spamming abilities over and over all the time in PvP. You want it to be more gunfights and more gunplay. But in terms of PvE, I think they should adjust it differently because PvE is all about using your abilities. It's more fun when you can destroy your enemies, the aliens, all the different races of enemies. Destroying them with your abilities and your supers is what makes PvE a lot more fun. So I think that's something they should maybe consider and just make the charge rates a little bit different from PvE to PvP. But besides that, I think PvE is in a pretty good spot from the small sample that we got of it. Moving on to PvP though, there's a lot of things different in PvP. It seems like a lot of the changes were directed toward PvP, and personally I really like a lot of them in general. I think PvP is a lot more fun as of my experience in Destiny 2 so far based off of the beta. The gunfights are a lot more fun. It's a lot more primary oriented. There's not as much special weapon, not as much one-shot kill things. There's not as much ability spam. You're not going to see fusion grenades. You're not going to see all those other stuff used frequently and you dying to them very quickly. So that's another positive out of the PvP aspect. I personally like 4v4 gameplay, but I understand that there's some people that want 6v6 back. I think they should add at least one playlist of 6v6 back into the game, because having everything 4v4 might not be enjoyable for everyone. I know a lot of people don't want that competitive setting all the time, because even when you're playing the casual playlist and you're playing like Control in that quick play playlist, just because it's 4v4 does make it a little bit more competitive because it's a smaller team setting. So I understand that some of the more casual people would want a 6v6. So having that added in as well could be a possibility that they can consider as well. So overall, PvP was pretty good. The weapon system was a good change. Putting a lot of those special and heavy weapons into that one power ammo slot changed PvP quite a bit as well. So I think that was a good change, even though there were some weapons that definitely stood out over others in the power ammo slot. And so if you're able to get that ammo brick every round, you can definitely make an impact with that one weapon, like the fusion rifle, the main ingredient. The rocket launcher was pretty powerful as well because it's like your heavy ammo from Destiny 1 and you can possibly get it every round. So things like that just concerned me a little bit, but overall I think the weapon system was pretty good. The only thing I'd say about the power ammo slot or power weapon slot is that the sniper rifle did seem underwhelming. I'm not sure if it's just not a very good archetype of sniper or if that's just how it is in Destiny 2. But coming from Destiny 1 as a sniper, I was primarily a sniper in a Destiny 1. That was my go-to special weapon from Destiny 1. And trying it out in Destiny 2, I was able to get some kills here and there, but overall it wasn't as powerful as like the fusion rifle was, or the rocket launcher, or even the shotgun sometimes. So I personally maybe want to see something different with the sniper rifle, or just a better archetype of sniper overall. But besides that, I thought everything was pretty good in terms of the weapon system. And then in terms of your charging of abilities, I understand that it's really slow in PvP, maybe a little bit too slow, maybe a little bit quicker is what they should go with, because you pretty much only get one super per game, and sometimes there may be games where you're not going to get your super at all as well. And I know that's kind of frustrating, especially if you're on the losing end and you're not able to get your super at all. You can't even try to make an impact to change the game, because supers can be the thing that help you turn the tide of a game whenever you're down or you're losing. So I understand that that's frustrating for some people. But in terms of the recharge rate, maybe they can make it a little bit quicker. There's kind of a fine line, because you don't want the abilities to be coming up too often where you can spam them. Specifically the neutral abilities like your grenade, your melees, your other class specific abilities. But you also want the supers and things like that to come up where you can also try to make an impact on the game with them. And if it comes up too slow, you may not even be able to get one in a single game overall. So there's a fine line between that they can try to tweak. And then lastly, the game modes that we got to experience. Control, obviously, there's been some changes to it, but it's still pretty much Control that we see in Destiny 1. But the new game mode Countdown was a lot of fun. I personally was always a fan of Search and Destroy back in Call of Duty. I used to play a bunch of Call of Duty, and Search and Destroy was one of my favorite game modes. So bringing that aspect into Destiny was very fun for me. I really enjoy Countdown as a game mode. The only thing I'd say that they should add to Countdown as of right now is maybe a timer on the bomb or the charge, because I think just having a sound effect isn't good enough, because I think having a specific timer is very important, so you know how much time you have to defuse a bomb. And then also we can figure out how much time it does take to defuse a bomb, so you know whether or not you have enough time to make a play and then also defuse after that. But overall, I think the game mode is very fun. I like the team play in it. I like switching sides every round just like it does in Search and Destroy, so a lot of fun overall. And I can't wait to play more once the full game comes out as well. So overall, those are my thoughts on the beta. Let me know what you guys think about the beta so far. I'm going to make another video coming soon about the classes, specifically the Hunter, because I know there's a lot of discussion going on about the Hunter class in general. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think though. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!